dancing. Nothing left to say, nothing left to do. Find myself alone, thinking just of you. You got me dancing, dancing. Why don't you help me? Why don't you guide me? Why don't you promise to stand beside me? There's once a man in a foreign land fell in love with a woman he didn't understand. Love is not a thing you command. Love is something that keeps you dancing, dancing. Why don't you help me? Why don't you guide me? Why don't you promise to stand beside me? Get rolling. I keep on dancing, dancing. Nothing left to say, nothing left to do. Find myself alone, thinking just of you. You got me dancing, dancing. Why don't you help me? Why don't you guide me? Why don't you promise to stand beside me? Dancing, dancing. You got me. Whoa, help me, guide me. Why don't you promise you stand beside me? Help me.
That was great. Thank you very much. Chris Isaak, everybody. Have a seat. Thank you. That was fantastic. Thanks for doing it.
Very fun.
You know, I'm curious about something. Whenever, and you know, you've been out in L.A. and you've done some movie work and stuff like that. Whenever something's working as well as you've got your career going, there are people that try and change it. You know, they say like, you know what I'm saying? We want to add some style to this guy. We want to influence this guy. Did anyone ever come along and try that with you?
Just they told me little things. Don't throw water on stage. Don't spit. Things like that.
Good things. We never learned that here.
We,
yeah.
You know, we actually went out and we opened. We did a lot of time like open for other bands, and then they would come and see the act, and they would say something like, "We thought you were a more sedate actor, high-toned." And we've tried to become more high-toned, but it's taken a long time.
It's an effort.
It's knocking the edges off.
What was it like? You talk about just getting started when you were, you know, a lot of people say that's the hardest thing to do, probably, is to get started in the music business when you're touring around, spending time in was there a van that you guys drove around in?
Well, I didn't drive the van.
So already you started a notch above some other people.
No, you know what it was? I'm a really lousy driver. I drive my own car real slow, and I drive rental cars really fast. I don't know why, but it's like my car's like a 60.
You don't know why? It's
well,
because it's not your car. That's why.
Best all-terrain vehicle this year. Any rental car, yeah. It's like I got a '64 Chevy Nova, and so I drive it about 25 on the freeway about 50. I got stopped one time. I was going 50. I was going back to my hometown. It was about 100 miles away from San Francisco to Stockton. And I drive like 3 or 4 in the morning because I'm always up late. I wait till you go off the air, and then I get in the car and take off.
Thanks for putting that little plug in. Thanks, pal.
That's about it. And I'm driving, and it was just a little bit of rain, and they pull me over. This cop pulls me over, and he says, you know, you been drinking? And because I was driving 50. And I said, no, I'm not drinking. And he's looking. Here's a white trash guy in this kind of white trash car. And I'm driving 50 miles an hour, and I guess he thought it's 3 in the morning, he's probably been to a bar, and he's trying to hide the fact that he's drunk, you know. He said, you been drinking? I said, no. He says, you smoking any pot? And I said, that's illegal. And I don't do that. And I said,
he should know better.
I'm looking at him, I'm being serious. I go, that's illegal. And he goes, and then he's looking at me, and he just goes, okay, like, have a nice night. And I see he's backing up to his car. He gets in his car and goes away. And the thing that I realized later is I had a helmet on. And he never, now dig this, I had this surf helmet somebody gave me, and it's like, I put it on in the car, and it's like, it's 4 in the morning or something, I'm screwing around, and I forgot about it. And when he's asking me all this stuff, he never mentioned it. He never said, like, why you got the helmet? But I know he was dying to know, you know.
I would have cuffed you right then and there.
Should have.
All right, well, the Baja Sessions is available right now. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Really good to have you. Chris Isaak, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.